Okay, so everybody, back with another video. This is Kobe Bryant crash. Pilot and baseball coach died of blunt trauma, says coroner. And as you can see here in the screenshot is Kobe Bryant, who died Sunday after a helicopter crash along with his 13-year-old daughter Gianna and other passengers as well. The Los Angeles coroner's office has released the cause of death of two of the victims involved in the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. The pilot Ira Zobayan and Orange Coast College baseball coach John Altobelli both died of blunt trauma. This according to the medical examiner, who released the horrific details on Wednesday. Ira Zobayan was 50 years old and an experienced pilot. John Altobelli was 56 and was on board the helicopter with his wife and young daughter when it went down on Sunday, January 26. Yeah, so the coroners have released the cause of death of the victims involved of Kobe Bryant's copter crash. It was Aurora Zabayan and John Altobelli. They both died of blunt trauma. This according to the medical examiner, who released the horrific details on Wednesday. And in other words, today. Aurora Zabayan was 50 years old, and the coach, John Altobelli, was 56 years old and was on board the helicopter with his wife and young daughter when it went down on Sunday. And as you can see here, here's the crash site of the helicopter that crashed into the Tarian Hill part of the mountain. The coroner's office has labeled the crash an accident and revealed their bodies are available to be released to the next of kin. Investigators are still trying to piece together exactly what happened that foggy day. 9 people were on the helicopter, including Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, aka Gigi, when it crashed and burst into flames. There were no survivors, as the blast reported. Only 3 bodies were recovered that day. Rescuers combed through the wreckage the following day and recovered the remaining victims. As of Tuesday, only 4 of those victims have been identified, including the pilot, the baseball coach, Kobe Bryant, and Sarah Chester, a mom on the chopper with her daughter. Gigi was not among those identified. So the coroner state has labeled the crash an accident. And they've revealed their bodies are available to be released to the next of kin. So whoever the next of kin is will be the ones picking up the bodies. Investigators are still trying to piece together exactly what happened that foggy day. So they're still investigating. 9 people were on the helicopter, including Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, aka Gigi, when it crashed and burst into flames. There was no survivors. Rescuers combed through the wreckage of the following day and recovered the remaining victims. As of Tuesday, only 4 of those victims had been identified, including the pilot, the baseball coach, Kobe Bryant, and Sarah. Gigi was not among those identified, so they're still trying to get the identification of Gianna to make sure if it's her or not by the fingerprint. Here are the victims that all died in the helicopter crash. As you can see here, Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, and Ara Zaban. So these are all the victims that have passed away in the helicopter crash Sunday. Officials say they were able to utilize fingerprints to identify the 4 descendants. They later updated by stating investigators are still working on identifying the 5 remaining descendants. The Department of Medical Examiner coroner will provide immediate updates on the names of the descendants as soon as they are officially verified and their next of kin have been notified. As the blast reported, Kobe Bryant's helicopter was not equipped with a terrain awareness and warning system, which would alert the pilot when an aircraft gets too close to terrain and could have possibly prevented that doomed flight. So this is what the officials are saying. They were able to utilize fingerprints to identify the 4 decedents. They later update by stating investigators are still working on identifying the 5 remaining decedents. So they're still working on them. The coroner's office are. The Department of Medical Examiner coroner will provide immediate updates on names of the decedents as soon as they have officially verified and their next of kin who have been notified. So that means Vanessa Bryant, we know she's been notified as well. As the blast reported, Kobe Bryant's helicopter was not equipped with the terrain awareness and warning system, so it was not equipped with it, which would alert the pilot when an aircraft gets too close to terrain and could have possibly prevented that doomed flight. Yeah, so if they would have had that on the helicopter, it would have alerted the helicopter pilot if they got too close to it. As you can see here, here's another photo of the helicopter crash site of how it happened. And of course, as you can see, here's one of the investigators are examining the crash. TAWS are not mandatory on helicopters. The hazy fog on that fatal day most likely prevented the pilot from seeing the terrain ahead. During a press conference, investigators revealed the helicopter clipped a ridge only 20 to 30 feet from the top of a hillside. The main impact was about 20 to 30 feet from that small hill, but there were other higher hills surrounding it. It's in a canyon with small hills within it, investigators stated on Tuesday. Yeah, so the TAWS are not mandatory on helicopters, but I think it should have been mandatory, even though the helicopter had crashed, but still, and they're saying it's not mandatory. Yes, it is mandatory, because, how else would the helicopter pilot would have avoided the flash, or the crash, I should say, if this was on there? The investigators, they did reveal the helicopter clipped a ridge only 20 to 30 feet from the top of a hillside. The main impact was about 20 to 30 feet from the small hill. It's in a canyon with small hills within it, investigators stated on Tuesday. So this is what they stated. And of course, as you can see here, is Kobe Bryant with his beautiful wife and 2 of his daughters. Since Kobe Bryant's passing, celebrities and his basketball brothers like LeBron James, Magic Johnson, and Lamar Odom have paid tribute to the Lakers legend. Many have included Vanessa Bryant and his girls in their prayers. According to People, Vanessa can hardly keep it together, but is remaining strong for their three other daughters. She can't finish the sentence without crying, an insider told the outlet, adding she is working very hard to pull it together for the other girls. Kobe Bryant was only 41 years old. So you had these other basketball players as well. They had like LeBron James, Magic Johnson, and Lamar Odom. They have paid tribute to the Lakers legend. They have included Vanessa Bryant and his three girls in their prayers, according to People. They also stated that Vanessa can hardly keep it together, but is remaining strong for their three other daughters. She can't even finish a sentence without breaking down crying because it's so hard for her after losing her husband in a helicopter crash. And also their 13-year-old daughter Gianna, adding she is working very hard to pull it together for the other girls. And of course, Kobe Bryant was only 41 years old when he passed away, and Gianna was 13 years old when she passed away as well. I am out.